Hey, it's me. I'm back and I'm live. I'm here to make a video for you. I know it's been so long since I made my last video and I'm trying to get better. I think I lose a little bit of inspiration trying to edit. I'm a terrible editor, so it kind of discourages me from making videos, and I'm sorry, but I'll get better. So I've gathered some inspiration on making this video. I just completed my 3rd semester of naturopathic medicine school. For those of you who are in graduate programs or medical school, or specifically naturopathic medicine school, you know that these programs can be so rigorous and so hard and so painful to be in, to the point where sometimes you want to quit and you forget why you're in this. This semester was the hardest semester of my entire life. For those of you who are interested in applying to a medical school or to a program where it's gonna take up all of your time, just be prepared. I'm telling you now, this program is very rigorous. Be prepared to make sacrifices. So some of the things that I realized I really wanted to share with you through the experiences that I've been through, specifically this semester. Know your resources and do your research. Make sure that you know what school you're going to, if you want to stay local, if you want to go cross country, to either isolate yourself across country, and that can be good, or you'll have a support system local, but you're going to have to divide your time in ways that you weren't sure you were going to do. And so make sure to do your research on this program itself for each school. There's about maybe 10 in the North America, 2 in Canada, and some in the States, mostly on the West Coast. Know what their programs offer, who's going to be teaching you, who you can reach out to within the school system to get advice on what their opinions are of the school itself. I think that's super important. One of the major reasons why I decided to stay local was, one, because of the man that I shadowed, Dr. James Sensenig, rest in peace. He is such a blessing to this field, and because of the students that I reached out to and said such good things about this program that I decided this is where I wanted to go. Number 2, the second thing that I realized this semester is how important it is to make connections. The reason behind this is because you're going to meet so many people that don't know what this medicine is, that you can share your knowledge with, that you can help and heal. And 90% of people they're suffering and they're struggling with something, whether it's just they need someone to talk to, or they're suffering from an illness or a disease or something that they don't feel really comfortable sharing, and sometimes they just need to talk. And I think that's amazing. Make connections. Before I applied to the program, I decided to shadow a few holistic practitioners. I shadowed Dr. James Sensenig. He's a naturopathic doctor that's been practicing for, I don't know, over 30 years. He's amazing, and it ended up that he founded the school that I applied to. He never told me that he did this, and I found out through the grapevine once I was accepted that he was one of the person that founded the school, and he wrote my recommendation letter. And I think that was just such a movement. How in the world would I have met the founder of the program I got into if I didn't, speak and try to reach out to people? So I did my research. I, made connections with people. Through a series of events, I ended up shadowing him, and I ended up going to the school that I'm going to, and his advice meant so much to me. And the fact that you can make connections like that and it makes such a lasting impact on your life it's so wonderful. I think that's something I lacked this year, but something I want to work on better in the following year. I isolated myself this semester. I really did. I really cared about how much information I was trying to get into my brain. And I sacrificed talking to people and making those connections that are going to be beneficial for me down the road. The next and final thing that I think is such key and so important, and it's so cliche and so blah blah blah, is have time for yourself. And it's so important. It's something that I constantly did as a robot. So how can I explain this? this semester is just a blur because I felt like just a robot. Just study, 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 study all the time. Go to the gym, study. Go to church, study. Go to the coffee shop, get coffee, study. Come home, study. Grocery shop, but you're thinking about studying. So it was a lot for me to just get out of that study mindset. And so I made it a goal for myself to go to the gym almost every single day in order to really ground myself and get that time. But I'm saying I was a robot because I would just go to the gym and just kind of be in like this like daze and not really ground myself. And I noticed this probably like within my last few weeks of school, that I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like making this time for myself, but I'm not really putting anything into it. Like I'm barely working out, barely feeling that pump, feeling grounded and present. And I was like, I need to get better at just being like, okay, it's okay to go to the gym, even if it's for like 20 minutes, just to like feel myself moving, just to feel good about it. And I noticed that this was a good payoff during finals week, because I felt like finals week just raised by, like it didn't really happen. I was so stressed the whole semester, and then finals week came and I was like, wow, this feels really good. I attribute that to being present and having me time. Another thing I do is I go to church every Sunday, and for me that's what I do to feel present and feel purposeful. And I think it's great for those of you that don't go to church. I'm sure that there's other ways that you can feel that, and I think that's great. But for myself, church has been such a big motivator in keeping my faith alive for getting through this program. And on a side note, if you're thinking about applying to a program, be prepared to sacrifice. There was a lot of moments during the semester that I felt that I just wasn't good enough, that I wanted to quit, and that I didn't realize why I was here. And there was a lot of reflecting that I had to do in order to feel like, you know, this is what I was meant to do, this is what I want to do, and this is why I'm doing it. I want to add that like you need to be prepared to make sacrifices, and I want to add this in a way that's like a healthy sacrifice, and I feel like it's important to share with people. There was a lot of times during the beginning of the semester where I felt bad for ditching. You know, one of the things that happened is when I decided to stay local is that a lot of my friends would be reaching out to hang out and to see me and to like do stuff, and sometimes they would come from out of town, out of state, to come see me, and I had to say no. And it was one of those things that I had to be okay with making that sacrifice, but also explaining why and how I'm feeling. A lot of the times I would cringe at people asking, how's school? I would just be like, it's good, it's good, it's good, getting through, it's good. But inside I'm like, it's so hard, it's terrible, I'm dying. This is the worst semester of my entire life, and I don't know what to do, and I'm suffocating, and now you're asking me to hang out, and this hurts me because I don't want to say no to you, but this is how I feel. I think in those times it's okay to let people know that this is how I'm feeling. Like I'm feeling stressed, and sometimes people just don't know how to react to that. They might say, you know, like let's go like hang out and like de-stress, and I'm like, no, you don't know what it's like to be in this stress. It's this level of stress. You can't just chill, you gotta do other, like I don't know what to do, but I can't be like hanging out, I can't do anything. You don't have to say all that, but I'm just saying, like, be open and be okay with making the sacrifices and being honest to yourself and honest to other people that this is gonna have to happen. I just wanted to add that last part, but thank you so much for watching. I know this isn't a video about vitiligo, but I will be making more videos on that in the near future. I promise. Thank you for watching, and I'm glad to be back, you guys.